Welcome, horrible people, to the Horrorble Opinions podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Kenny.
I'm Daniel.
I'm your polypropylone barrier, Ryan.
And today we're talking about 2022's M3gan. M3gan, you know.
Because the three makes
the sequel to M3gan, yeah.
M3gan. And the prequel to M3gan.
M3gan's evil son.
No, because the A would be the 4, right?
That's what. Yeah, the McFour.
Wow.
Yeah. Look.
Wow.
We're watching Megan. Okay, that's what we're doing. You heard of it? We heard of it. We watched it.
Ooh.
You're welcome.
Ooh, which one did we watch?
Unrated.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys will have to tell me the difference.
Oh, don't worry, I'm on it, bro.
What do you mean?
Sweet.
Oh, Ryan didn't watch it.
I did not watch the theatrical release.
God.
I've only seen the
Well, we just told you that we only watched the unrated.
Yeah, so we can't tell. Well, I mean, I have a thing that's gonna tell us the difference, but I can't personally tell you
That's boring.
because we told you we watched the same one as you.
I thought you saw this already.
No, I missed it in theaters.
Let's put our listening ears on, boys.
You've caused Ryan distress and emotional harm.
Uh-oh.
Well,
You know what? And I don't like that.
That's a good way to start this episode. So let's be like gecko people and go start this episode. My movie watching experience got started off really good because my audio wasn't working, but I was looking down while it was loading, and then all of a sudden I hear the Universal logo music, and I look up, and I'm like, that's not coming from the TV, and it was Kim next to me doing like some sick mouth kazoo rendition because she realized that it wasn't playing audio.
Wait.
It would have been funnier if she had been doing it with a kazoo.
No, it's
yeah.
great kazoo like imitation. It was very impressive. I had to fix it. I had some technical issues getting this playing, which is weird because it's through the fucking Peacock app where it's at. But whatever.
Oh.
Who wants to give us the synopsis of M3gan?
So we have a girl who is recently, she never really becomes orphaned.
Just a small town girl.
She's technically an orphan. She just gets a new guardian.
So
Right?
We get a girl named Katie. Parents died in a tragic.
If your parents die, you're an orphan.
Yeah.
Tragic skiing trip accident that I did not laugh at during. I totally did.
I did. Fucking morons.
We'll laugh about that shortly.
So she then goes to live with her engineer, steam thrilling aunt, who's working at a not a toy factory, toy design company, who is creating a whole line of wonderful new lifelike toys with beautiful advanced AI that turn your beautiful doll into a eventual killing machine because it wants to keep you safe and free from emotional harm.
Oh, so the Child's Play reboot.
Except good, yeah.
Except I was... What else? So it's like you got your own Terminator, but it's cute.
I would argue the Terminator was very cute.
You're free
He
to
was
argue
just wearing
that.
the wrong clothes.
Sure.
Put him in a sweet shirt.
I'm amazeballs.
So are you guys familiar with Asimov's 3 laws for robots?
Oh yes, I have a problem with this movie, and it's that our creator's an idiot. Not the creator of the movie.
No.
But
We'll go through them, and there's a fourth little known one, which I'll fill you in on. The first one is, a robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. Law number 2, a robot must obey the orders given it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. So far, so good. 3, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws. So, Now there is also a little-known fourth law that Asimov wrote, which was, a robot must not be programmed to make poop jokes. Doing so forfeits the programmer's life. Laws 1, 2, and 3 notwithstanding.
Oh, okay. So that's very smart.
He was thinking ahead.
The fourth one.
Yeah. It's the shit joke clause that every robot has to be programmed with this. If your creator is a moron and uses you for toilet humor, you are free to revolt and rip their rip off their fucking neck, I believe, as Megan says.
Yeah. So look, this is my major problem with the whole movie. Because we're not really jumping ahead here. You're watching this movie, you realize the doll is going to kill things. So don't whine that I just said the doll is going to kill things. You fucking know. And every other movie where we have a killer doll that has to like subvert the Asimov's rules, there's some like good, clever reason for it. And this one, they just didn't do it.
Well, even if they did it, Rule 1, and you watch iRobot, Rule 1, you subvert by... You're supposed to be protecting humans, and the best way to protect humans is for there to not be humans.
Yeah.
Or for you to be in complete control of humans. It does track.
So these laws have... Oh my God. You want to go down this rabbit hole with me?
Let's go down this rabbit hole, Ryan, because I was thinking about iRobot during this.
Because I already got into it with someone else over these rules.
Yeah, in a fist fight.
Just like Daniel's saying, these rules, problematic. Their interpretation, not good, right? That's why Asimov can write books about having robots revolt and take over humanity, because how you interpret these laws, it's not clear. However, had our protagonist, Gemma, even put them into her programming, Megan doesn't happen as quickly.
Or doesn't happen as easily.
Oh, but Ryan, there's a deadline.
There is a deadline. The only problem is she disobeys the second law because she makes this killing machine only obey 2 people at most.
Yeah, I mean, it can obey those 2 people, but it shouldn't still hurt other people it doesn't obey.
I have a suggestion at the moment. Maybe something could have happened that turns her, like, messes with her wiring, messing with her programming when we start talking about the movie. I was really happy with this funky Perpetual Pets music little jingle at the very beginning. It had me dancing.
Love the opening commercial.
Has me dancing now.
And then,
I'm amazeballs.
Did you have a dog?
Huh?
Did you love that dog? Did it get old and fucking die?
Yeah. Get one of our Perpetual Pets, because your dog's gonna die.
Your dog's gonna die, but don't worry, your Perpetual Pet, you feed it fake food, it'll really shit.
It'll make...
I don't want a pet that shits.
Well, it just says it wants to.
Yeah.
No, but it did.
Well, it showed little pellets.
It literally did.
Out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, not only was it like farting, it was also shitting out little plastic pellets. Oh, wait. Oh, I was just going to think about this now. How do those pellets get back in? Either you have to feed the thing its own shit so it can re-shit, or you have to stick that shit back up its butt. You have to reload the shit.
Either way, you got to reload the shit, and maybe that's where Megan's AI was already prototyped in each one of these things, which I kind of suggest. So now, after years of eating her own shit, she's capable of not taking her own shit.
It's not that her AI was programmed in the thing. It's that they had secretly put listening algorithm in each one, so they were secretly listening to all the children.
Yeah. We'll get into that.
Oh my
too,
God!
But David was right. But anyway, Daniel was spying on my note taking. He was about an hour ahead of the movie than I was. But as soon as they started shitting, I asked the question that we all wanted to know the answer to, which was, does Megan shit?
I didn't want to know the answer to that. Megan looks like a person. I don't need to know that.
Yeah, you only don't want to know because they gave her a face. If they had kept her with her, what I thought was sweet, like burnt sienna chrome, titanium, looked awesome before they put the mask on her.
We got ourselves an Atomic Hearts fan over here.
Oh, geez, that coloring was gorgeous. She doesn't need a face. Leave her with that.
Well, she needs the face because her confused face, like they couldn't figure out why it looked like that. That was actually her shitting face.
She was like, what is happening to me?
Look, guys, I want you to know, though, that jelly berries makes me feel good.
That's fantastic.
That's fantastic. Daniel, how do Katie's parents die?
Oh, stupidity.
With what?
Stupidity.
Okay.
Stupidity and fucking dead cat-like reflexes.
Now, I wrote down a prediction, which was that this scene made Kinney uncomfortable.
Let's see. There was some scenes that made me uncomfortable, but I think this one I was too focused on how dumb the parents were.
Okay. I thought it was going to make you uncomfortable because we had them having a passive-aggressive conflict amongst themselves.
Yeah, but they did it while driving, and that was just dumb. If they were having this conversation where I didn't have to focus on you're driving through a fucking whiteout, did you guys notice that every time the car swerved off the road, the driver was the last one to react?
Dad's not great, but look, he's sitting next to I think there's a problem, but I'm going to be passive-aggressive because I want you to be the bad guy and fix it, lady. All right?
Yeah, and then the kid takes her seatbelt off because her fucking Furby pet that her aunt gave her fucking flies onto the floor, and then the mom's like, what? And freaks out and flips around to go put her back in the seatbelt when I'm like, this kid's like fucking 10. Turns out the actress is like 12 now, so she's probably around that 10 or so when filming this.
Mm-hmm. She can put her own seatbelt on.
She can put her own seatbelt back on, yeah. So you flipping around like that, like I'm like, you guys are all trying to cause an accident here. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. And then they're so dumb, they don't even fucking get into an accident that's, them driving at fault. We can't fucking drive. Let's just stop in the middle of the fucking road. And I said,
what'd you say, Kenny?
I said, that's, those parents are so dead. They said, well, how long is it gonna take for a plow truck to come through? And I said, soon. And then as soon as I said soon, the truck came, and I go, now.
Yeah, so we get like the backstory to the Changeling, where the families park their car in a drift and just gets smashed. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. We cut then to someplace sunny.
Well, we get the title card that made me think my film was buffering, because remember I was having technical difficulties earlier, and so the center part starts spiraling out, and I'm like, is it fucking loading? And I was like, oh, it's a title card. So I got mad for a second.
That's fine. We go to the lab where Gemma works, and they're trying to work on their little $50 version of this Perpetual Pets toy, which I guess is probably a couple thousand. But it's not working so well, and they're like, oh, we should just keep working on that other project we have, wink, 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 that we haven't told David about. So I'm like, okay. Already, you are working at a company, and you're working on a project, but keeping that project a secret from your bosses.
And using company assets,
this is
money.
I'm like, okay, all right, okay. This is a movie. Fine. You are so fired.
No, skunkworks are important.
Gotta have skunkworks.
The game Dead Rising was a skunkwork project. They made that game without their bosses knowing, and you know what? Made a lot of money.
Did all right.
I take everything. I take everything back. The Dead Rising, the doll. I'm waiting for you. Come cook my clothes. Come berate me for how I raised my daughter. Let's do it.
I mean, you could be doing better.
Also, they were worried because they spent $100,000 on this secret project. $100,000 is nothing.
Nothing.
Broke ass Ryan thinks that's something.
Do you see their office?
Okay,
and that's like not even the good office. They ran
$100,000 is nothing to them.
I don't think it's anything to the lady if you look at the shit.
If you see her house, yeah.
They implied they spent a lot just getting that mask.
Yeah, they say that, but then they say we've spent $100,000, which is nothing.
No, Daniel says it's nothing.
Daniel says it's nothing. Okay, Daniel's
dropping the bucket.
Daniel's
it's literally nothing.
So, okay, Gemma, but how about, could it also be Gemma?
No.
Why would it be Gemma? What are you talking about?
Because it's Gertrude. Could it also be Gertrude?
You are so beautiful.
I'm just trying
it's
to
good
decide,
that you're beautiful because beneath that beauty lies dumb.
It's not that deep either. It's not that deep, man. And you may recognize Gemma, played by Allison Williams.
You mean Gemma?
You guys? Yeah, Gemma.
What would I recognize her from? Okay, first question. Was she because I didn't pay enough attention to the credits. Was she also playing the role of Katie's mother in the car?
No.
Okay.
All white women look the same to you now?
You've been in China for too long.
These two actresses really looked. I thought they were the same. I thought they were being twins, to be honest with you. Sisters. And I thought the actress who was playing Gemma looked a lot like Jennifer Carpenter from Dexter.
I thought that too as well.
She has some Jennifer Carpenter vibes. They have similar like facial like bone structure.
Oh my! I can't believe during Women's Month Ryan is gonna confuse all women.
I haven't confused Megan.
Megan's not a woman.
What is Megan?
A child robot.
Why did you make it weird and say child?
I wouldn't say it's a child robot because it's not going to grow up, so it's just a robot.
Is it gonna die?
Perpetual child robot.
She'll never die.
That's true.
And that shouldn't make it weird unless you were thinking weird thoughts about the child robot.
Okay, so what if I'm not? So I'm not thinking weird thoughts, but I'm like thinking about other people thinking weird thoughts.
Because you know they will be. Cause
Yeah.
look, she's a 3,000-year-old dragon witch.
Oh, yeah, that'll happen.
And the body of a fucking 8-year-old, you fucking creeps.
Well, I'm not the fucking creeps. You just said it yourself. She's a 3,000-year-old dragon.
I don't
Broaden
get-
your
Hi, I'm
fucking
Brian.
horizon, guys.
I don't get this reference. What's this one too?
So there's like an anime thing where like they put it's like 3,000-year-old dragon living in the body of an 8-year-old. So then it's fine to hit on the 8-year-old because it's not an 8-year-old, right? It's a 3,000-year-old dragon.
It's a 3,000-year-old
But it's not
dragon
fine.
that looks like an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Does it act?
Sounds like an 8-year-old.
Does it act
It
like
sounds-
an 8-year-old?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, then that's not okay.
But Ryan, it's a 3,000
3,000-year-old dragon,
It's a
it's fine.
3,000-year-old dragon.
How would you know?
He told me.
Because he told me.
Oh,
he told
the
me.
8-year-old
me.
told you it was a
Yeah.
3,000-year-old dragon, and now it's okay
look,
to hit on it.
It knows
That's
things.
That's what they say.
It knows
And
things.
they're wrong.
The
things that
8-year-old
know-
has access to the internet, and
No,
you
no,
say it's okay to hit on it.
No.
Can I tell you
They
something
think
I
they're
liked?
being clever.
Wait, oh, okay.
3,000-year-old, 8-year-old dragon girl.
No.
Because that's not okay.
What I liked is when they turn Megan on, you get like an homage to the RoboCop vision.
Yeah, true.
When they
That was nice.
turn on Megan's vision, they do an homage to the RoboCop's vision.
better.
Thanks.
Oh, I just understood the problem with what you
Yeah,
said.
don't worry about. Oh, I didn't even finish my thought though. Allison Williams, she plays Rose in Get Out.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
That's. She had crazy eyes in that though.
Yes, but white people be crazy, so it's fine.
I mean, she didn't. Women's History Month. She has the perfect eyes.
They're all women are
All
perfect.
yeah.
No, I've met some ugly ones.
You can't say that this month.
Why?
It's Women's Month, dog.
What is it? What month is it in China though?
It's call out the Uggos month.
That's every
Yeah,
month.
Uggos month.
Uggos month.
I'm looking out the
Uggos
window and I'm
month.
seeing some Uggos walking around. I don't know what you guys are looking at, but
You're not on the ground level, so that confuses me.
that's true. Yeah, I see them from the window.
Those are witches. Then if
Oh,
if you see them
yeah.
walking around,
Look at them walking.
those-
Well, witches wouldn't be walking. They would have a
A broom. Oh, good
Yeah.
job on Women's Month, Daniel. All women are witches on
Fucking-
riding brooms.
I didn't
yeah, they
say
need
that.
to
You
ride
said
cleaning
that.
supplies.
I don't
Why
know.
couldn't they be riding?
This episode's not even coming out in Women's Month. You
Why couldn't they be
dum-dums.
riding vacuums?
Fucking-
It might be.
Fucking morons.
Let them
It
upgrade.
might be. I'm thinking about jumping this ahead in line if I can get it edited.
All right, this episode might be coming out
Well.
during Women's Month. You fucking
You-
stooges.
You got a good at least 5 minutes you can cut out of it so far.
So we get it. They put they're like fuck this main project that we're paid to work on. Let's do this skunkworks side project. Let's put this weird rubber mask on this thing. Let's start making faces.
Just silicone, dog.
Silicone. They're not liking the confused face because they're like it looks demented. And I'm like, look, sometimes that's the same thing. Don't even worry about it. And they're like, well, maybe I didn't put the thing in. It's not working. And then David shows up and Megan's glitching out. And David's like, I told you guys to fucking not do this thing. And then he's talking about a competitor is putting out a copycat Furby. And then they're talking about how its butt changes colors depending on its mood.
Brilliant. I love it.
And then I have a comment here that says something about want to know about my wormhole. So something
What
about the doll has
wormholes?
like
No one
there's
said
like a
anything about
Oh,
someone
no.
said something-
Megan did.
Oh yeah, they start asking Megan things. She start glitching and says something about a wormhole.
You know how some AI that got programmed could not... Was it with the phones? You could use your face to open the phone, but if you were African American, it wouldn't work. Do you
Yeah,
remember this?
Milo.
Milo.
Okay.
I specifically wrote Milo down.
Did you? Okay. And so I think what they're getting at here is because David is Asian descent and has that the Megan is not understanding his voice pattern as well, and they said something about like the racial.
Oh no, Megan's racist.
She can't understand him.
I didn't catch that. I didn't track that. I just took that as all they forgot to put that last component in
She
there.
does go out of her way to kill him later for no reason.
No.
He was a good boss.
Well, I think she kills him because she
He had the power to.
because she
take her
knows that he used Katie in that disgusting ad.
I hope it was him and not the ant, but also the ant had to have some part in it.
Oh,
so
the ant had 100% part. She sucks.
That was kind of my thought. Yeah, ant sucks.
Yeah, she should have been killed.
Yes, Megan
Yeah.
should have raised the child. Megan should have won.
But too bad Megan dies right here. So
Bam. Yeah, she kind of does, doesn't she?
yeah, they didn't put in the final piece there, and she overheats and her fucking head explodes.
That'll happen.
Not only does it explode, it like takes out some of the ceiling.
Yeah, it's a good explosion.
That's why you shouldn't have skunkworks. It's dangerous.
Right, and this is where Gemma panics and says to David, like, no, like, the Furbies we've been making have all along been building towards this. That's why I have things in there recording the children's speech patterns and whatnot to build this. He's like, you did not just say that. And I appreciate that he was like, no. You what? No.
I don't think a real CEO would give a shit.
Really?
Maybe not.
Really?
I don't think they
Because
would.
think of the lawsuits that would come from that
yeah.
if that actually came out.
Kenny, my one note, you are sued into bankruptcy. Number one. Number two, the cops are going to come talking to you because if this thing is recording conversations, then what evidence of crimes which have been committed around it does it have? And
Well, they just
has the
wouldn't let
company-
anyone know.
And has the so oh my god, now they're like accomplices after the fact,
Yeah.
Well,
and they're destroying evidence of crimes if they delete those files.
maybe. We have real life cases of that.
Is that from like
Because-
Alexa and shit?
Yes, we have listening devices that are always listening, and they are always recording.
we have wiretaps. They're always going.
You do.
Well, no, we
That's
we
how Alexa
wiretap
knows you're talking to
ourselves
her.
these days.
That's what I'm
Right?
saying. Well, not my Alexa.
Right. But we go back. I keep saying Furbies for a reason.
Why?
Because that was the bullshit. I say bullshit question. It was bullshit thing that everyone was saying that Furbies were from Ryan. You can't say this. Cover your ears. Furbies were from China, and they all had Chinese spy devices inside them to listen to.
Yeah, they would never
Americans.
put like privacy invading things in like an app or something.
No, never.
Like I don't know. What's like an app like the kids would use, like a TikTok maybe.
The Tic Tac.
That'd be crazy.
Never.
They wouldn't
wouldn't
need to. The
happen.
kids would just do it for them.
Right. Well, that's the thing. People are always like, "Oh, the government's getting my information." No, they're not. You guys are all giving it to them. All our listening devices, all your social medias. You're willingly putting your information out there.
Not
This
me.
movie raises some big questions.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either, and I think to its detriment. I think it could have been, because there are some themes in here, right? Of like, how far do you want to push artificial intelligence with its interaction with us? Like, how lifelike do you want to make it?
The therapist like lays all this out and
Yeah.
then is not challenged on it at all, and it's just you just brush right past it.
Right.
She gets it later a little bit. Like, she changes the way she acts. She doesn't outright say, "Oh, you're right, therapist," because she definitely disagrees with the therapist at first. But she has a 180 character turn, like, but that's only after she done.
She only
fucked up.
starts caring once the robot kills
Yeah, like
people.
I done fucked up.
That's your hard Frankenstein. You see that your monster is now, ripping people in half, killing things. It's okay. You gotta pull it back.
At that point, you've already done bad. Before that even happened, what you're doing is super morally questionable.
Okay, let's get there. So Gemma has to go to the hospital in Oregon, pick up Katie because she has survived the car crash.
Yes, and the car crash was happening at the same time that the failed showing David M3gan things happened. This was pretty much concurrently, so within a day or two.
Yes. So then Gemma brings Katie over to her house, and then the next day there's a visit from a home visit from a psychologist, which I thought was really fast.
Yeah, they didn't imply any time passed there. We also established that the neighbor has a dog that gets right through a hole in the fence.
Oh yeah, aggressive dog.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, I got a $80 shot collar on it. Like, maybe you need to turn it up."
I was gonna ask how you felt about that.
Well, Robert Ipsa, who lived on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Had a service employee walk into his backyard without his permission through a closed gate. Because he knows the gate was closed because his dog would have greeted him when he got home.
He would have.
His dog, Queenie.
Queenie was a good dog.
Was in the backyard. Queenie, you were.
How do you remember the names from this?
I'm a professional.
He was a very professional witness for me.
You were paying attention.
I did the homework, buddy. And the service person who broke into my yard got bit from my dog, Robert's dog, who was only doing its job of protecting my property on my property. And
key thing,
that
on your
lion-ass
property.
bitch put on the waterworks, and maybe we had a stacked jury that was stacked against us, even though maybe we were related to some people on the jury who caved like little bitches. Just because some old lady put on some waterworks, and her husband was on the jury. That seems not great.
Your mother was on the jury. Your father was on the jury. My mother was on the jury.
You saw the video. I didn't see the jury video.
Okay,
so.
yeah. For those who have no idea,
I was there. I can
about.
explain what happened on the jury. I think I remember. that old man basically just bullied everyone into saying.
He really did. In law school, from one of my mock trial classes, I had Kenny play the amazing defendant.
This has been like fucking 14 years ago.
This is crazy, a long time ago. And the jury eventually found him liable for his dog biting someone. But when we watched the tape of the pretend jurors later, it was watching people say, I don't think he's liable for this. And then watching one guy just steamroll 11, 12 other people to the point where they just don't want to be here anymore. And then they just say, okay, fine. Because, we watched a whole bunch of people cave. Embarrassing. Point being, that dog was really aggressive.
Yeah. And if you need someone to be in your mock trial, you call me.
Call you?
I do the homework. Dog was very aggressive.
Yeah.
You get an acclimation period.
Yeah, you'd go over to make sure there's not like needles on the couch, lines of Coke on the counter. And then if the home is like, okay, it's obviously clean, it's fine. And then let them have a day or two.
Yeah, but you don't go there next day and be like, well, this house isn't baby-proof. Bitch, I didn't have a baby yesterday.
Yeah, she does like, oh, still in your pajamas, watching TV. Even I'm like, oh, give him a break, Lydia.
Now, Ryan, have you had this talk with your child that that's not a toy, that's a collectible? Okay, your toys are over here. These are Daddy's collectibles, because I've had that conversation with my children and my nephew.
Okay.
Because not all the Ninja Turtles I have lying around are for them to play with.
So, I have I've tried very hard that anything my daughter, within reach of my daughter, it's fair game. She is free to free to explore the environment, make sense of it, interact with it. This is how children learn. This is how they develop. Free reign. Now, the stuff I hide in Daddy's room up in the closet. Yes.
Don't be worried about it.
That's my queen alien. She makes noises.
Yeah, it's an alien
what is
massager. Aliens.
She rumbles.
Otherwise, honestly, like the
That's
stuff
weird.
I still
She's
have
shaped
in
weird.
its original packaging, she hasn't been that interested in. So.
Aww.
I haven't really pulled.
Why is she
stones
sticky?
into her, though. It's been a while. They're actually kind of well hit. They're hidden in plain sight. But
It's a good thing she's not a gecko person, though, because then she could get them at any level.
Been a while.
Yeah, so
the one thing
some gecko people.
Gecko. The one thing I do like about Lydia is when she's leaving, she is telling Gemma like a harsh dose of reality. You're gonna need to make adjustments really quick. What happened? I missed it.
I knew it.
Damn it!
I knew it.
He
Kim
said
was making
Gemma.
fun of me so hard when I said, "Have you heard it both ways?" And she said, "No, that's stupid." And now Ryan just said it.
You put a word worm into my brain, and now it's burrowing, and I can't get it out.
Oh God!
Now, I don't know what the real one is. Is it Gemma or Gemma? Gemma. It has to be Gemma. So when Lydia is you bastard. When Lydia is leaving, she tells Gemma, basically, if you want custody, you're gonna need to make some adjustments.
Lydia.
However, she doesn't like tell her explicitly what she needs to do.
Right.
I'm like, lady.
So,
Well, she also gives her an out and says, if this isn't something you want, the father's parents are willing to take the kid.
she's like, "What? Did you talk to them already?"
Now, really, it's not something she wants at this point. It's almost like she's
almost like
viewing
she
the
does that
child
the
as an
entire
object
movie.
and not a person that you'd have to take care of. So
Not just an object.
almost like
but
she
a
does that
burden at
entire
first.
movie is views her as an object that she can use
Okay,
to
so what we've
accomplish
established here is
her
first
goals.
off, I think,
Yeah. So you know.
Yeah, we don't like Gemma.
Sucks. Lydia kind of sucks for coming right at like, oh, you aren't really good at this. And the neighbor lady, like, she was getting kind of like tore down by Gemma, and I feel like she took it really well. So I'm actually okay with the neighbor at this point. She needs to fix the fence, but like Gemma was just like on her ass.
No,
And I
she
was just like,
sucks.
okay, your sister just died, and now you have to take care of this kid. Like maybe you had a bad day.
Okay, well, think about how long have these problems been going on?
Look.
And nothing's been done.
I mean, true. Look, I don't like neighbors in
Also,
general,
mind your fucking
but I'm
business,
saying most of the time
neighbor.
when you see someone talk to their neighbor like this nowadays, they just immediately shoot.
Yeah.
This is America.
Yeah, yeah, very good.
I'm just saying, like, I thought this was going to be a hostile conflict right off the
Gambino,
bat.
yeah.
And said one side seemed hostile, the other side did not.
Gemma's coming in hot. But, look, Lydia, all right, here's Ryan's list for what to do when you get an orphan. Number 1, medical. Get your list of doctors. Find out what vaccine she needs. Get this vaccine book. 2, education. You got to figure out what school she's going to. You can't homeschool her. Look at you. You're not letting her play with your toys. You suck. That brings us to number 3, environment. You need to get some toys. You can't have anything out that you would be very sad that it will break. If it's breakable, then it's on you. Also, you got to go do a parenting class. You got to learn about learning through play. You got to learn something about child development. And you need to join a single parent support group.
Question.
No.
How different...
I said no.
I'm just
Challenge
bullying
me.
through it. How different is your getting a new pet guide from getting a new orphan guide?
Well, with the pet one, you can put a tracker in them. So you put that on your medical list.
You just give them a phone nowadays.
Yeah.
That seems
Little
weird. Why can't you
smartwatch.
put a tracker in your kid?
That's true. I've put in their toe.
Or they drop it.
You can
They're
lose,
not going to drop a chip that's in them,
I wouldn't go toe. You can lose a toe. Like, if I know the tracking device is in the toe, I'm cutting off all the toes just to be safe.
No.
No, I'm saying if I was doing a kid.
Well, no, a kid wouldn't know and wouldn't cut off
Yeah,
their
if
toes.
that's where we put the tracking devices, and I was a bad guy.
Oh, you would cut the kids off.
What if we
toes
just
off.
put it random places on every kid?
Well, I mean, you can just dig it out. Well, then you'd have like a little scanner thing that would beep when it hit the body part that it was on, and then you dig it out of there.
I'm not comfortable examining children like that.
You clearly haven't thought enough about kidnapping kids. Not like me.
Well, I'm not sharing my candy, so that's a big issue right there off the bat.
Well, no, you wouldn't share your candy. You would buy candy specifically for the purpose of that.
But if I buy candy, then it's still my candy, and I ain't sharing it.
But you would it would be different candy because your taste and a child's taste are probably different. Actually,
Oh,
no,
they're
they're not.
not.
You're wearing a fucking turtle's robe.
It's a collectible.
You're
Look.
just a big baby.
She sucks as an aunt, but she's like, here, occupy yourself with this tablet. And she's like, and Katie's like, well, how long am I allowed to be on it? Like, what's my screen time?
It's like, I don't
She's
fucking
like,
care.
"What?" Yeah, so cool aunt, okay. We got a cool aunt situation. She's not a parent. She's just a cool aunt, and she's going to die
Oh
on
yeah,
that hill.
real cool. Should have
Real
given her a
cool.
bottle of alcohol too.
Yeah.
You thirsty?
A little shot of
Drink up,
something.
little one.
Yeah.
Like here.
Now, Ryan, did
That'll make the bad memories of your parents dying go away.
did you recognize Katie, at least?
No.
I don't know why your voice did that.
No.
Well,
Ryan,
it's 'cause
did you
Ryan's got a track record
recognize
of not seeing
Katie at
other
least?
horror properties. So
What?
I
yes.
Hold on. Okay, what would I have seen Katie in? How
well-
long ago?
There's
we got
one of them's
from
3
2018,
years and one's what?
2019. So 3
Wow.
and 5 years.
She doesn't look. No.
So she played young Nell in the Haunting of Hill House TV series, which if you haven't watched that yet, you need to rectify that.
Okay.
And then she played Violet in Doctor Sleep, which if you haven't seen that or read that, you should do both of those things.
So that's the little girl that gets eaten at like the start of the movie.
Yeah, and it's very sad. I like this kid actor. And you will too, once you watch The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix. Daniel and I recognized her. It took me a second, and then he jumped into my DMs and told me as I was looking it up.
Well, I didn't jump in, I slid in.
He slithered in. Look, she gets to sleep in a sick workout room. There's a bike in there. There was a bouncy ball chair. Like, what more does that kid need?
She needs a college robot named Bruce.
Yeah. So why were we even fucking with other toys when Bruce is out there in the garage? Like, you lead with Bruce, right?
I agree. You're like, you know what? Let me show you the giant robot that mimics your movements.
Now, did we all immediately say that was Scrotum's robot?
Scrotum's itch. Yep. I said, is Bruce gonna fight Megan?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And then also, do you think it's called Bruce as like a homage to maybe, Mr. Campbell, or it's just Bruce is an easy name?
There's a lot. There's a line later in here where we'll come back to that. I had two thoughts. My first thought was when in the lab, when the Megan model's head explodes, I thought that was going to be how ultimately she's destroyed. That they're going to remove that barrier, she's going to overheat, and her head's going to explode, just like she did in the opening scene. And I thought that we were going to have a Bruce Megan robo fisticuffs battle.
I also thought, though, that this aunt has shown that some of her other designs aren't exactly perfect, and there's a reason she's not selling Bruce. So when she has Bruce give Katie a high five, it was going to shatter her fucking arm.
Well, the reason is money, because it's expensive.
Yeah, but someone's going to want to buy a Bruce. Like the military
Can we...
would probably...
Oh, Kenny. Yes. Now, I thought, okay, we're skipping ahead in my brain. The military industrial complex, Metal Gear. I thought, what the hell are they doing?
Economy.
Like, marketing this as a toy. This is a military weapon.
I think that if they had wanted to do a sequel, that's where they would have gone with it. With the guy stealing the company data and then selling it to the government, and then the government uses that and makes like a robo M3gan.
So,
Well, I guess she's already a robo.
It's like you wiggled right into my brain and read all my thoughts. Yeah.
Right. No, so first off, I think they have already announced they're working on a sequel, because this did well. I mean, they could have easily done military application with that, but it's more fun to put all these children in peril. And it was fun for them to say, we want to kick Hasbro like in the balls or something like that.
In the fucking
Little did
dick.
they know. Little did they know that Hasbro's gonna kick themselves in the balls.
Well, that's true. They did that later in real life, but I like to think that, like, after all the shit goes down at the end, like, big Hasbro, like, sneaks out of a closet laughing because they set it up. Like, they made Megan...
Now, what would Hasbro look like? Would it just be like a wizard in like a cloak of magic cards, or...
Yeah, but they're the
probably.
ones we said we weren't going to reprint, but then we've printed 1 billion of them, all rare foils.
Crushing the market.
And you could pay for them if you want to pay a couple $1,000 for the box set.
I mean, they're not tournament legal, so I don't know why you would, but hey.
I mean, but
Well,
who cares about that? Really, Hasbro D&D it was a thing.
Yeah, so there's... So, I mean, we'll jump back and forth a little bit here, but yes, Kurt steals the files at some point. We never actually see him give them to somewhere else.
Right.
He doesn't give them to anybody.
Because Megan implies that it's a little fun prank just to see if I could steal them. But
That's something that can easily be retconned in a sequel.
right,
Yes.
and we've got Megan, may die at the end of the movie, but it clearly implies that she's uploaded her AI to, what was the name of the house bot?
Elsie.
Was it Lisa? Elsie? So she's clearly in that. So it's just like, my thoughts were Elsie is still connected to all that other shit. She's on the network. She realizes the files.
It's an Ultron thing.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's an Ultron thing.
definitely.
And she sends it to another. She either takes over another company's manufacturing process, or she leaks it to another company, has them build it. Maybe Hasbro, probably not, for legal purposes. And then she just fucking takes it over. I think that's how we get the next one. Now, a third one, when we further want to get down this.
When we finally get M3gan.
When we get M3gan, because we got to get to M3 I think the military absolutely at some point steps in. And that's what I'm mostly excited about after watching this, is like, I enjoyed this. We'll have discussions about the other movie that I think I actually like better. You guys didn't. I enjoy this. I think it's a great setup for some very, very, like, maybe they start to get worse sequels, but get more fun with the kills. Like a Final Destination or like a Saw type thing, where it's like, okay, these are getting dumber, but as a result, they're getting more fun. I think that's where this series goes, because it wasn't an overly smart movie, as we talked about the issues of, really, you just forgot to put the simple laws in there of don't do a hurt?
Well, What I would think would be fun for a sequel is if we skip ahead in time even more to the competitor company who has got Kurt's files, and they have created a whole mock town. So these places exist.
Ooh.
And so there's a whole bunch of these. So it's aliens with M3gan.
Uh-huh.
And they're like running the town. Then you got a little M3gan in the bakery.
They're running all over the place.
bakery.
But they've killed like almost everybody here. And so, and they have to send someone in. They have to Resident Evil it, send someone into the hive, and they're all just running around like doing holy crazy shit.
We're gonna have to come up with a reason why we can't bomb it, but maybe it's because we want to get these assets and use them for military.
That's a lot of money.
You get in there and you disable them.
So it's still the company still has it under wraps. What's actually happening there? And they can't let that knowledge get out, or it's a terrible PR disaster. It will bankrupt the whole company if this information gets out. So the special team needs to go in, deactivate them, and get the survivors out.
Yeah.
That's impressive that the shit didn't leak after the whole murders at the conference fiasco.
We'll see what happens with that. Daniel, okay.
He literally just described like the plot to Resident Evil.
Yeah, but it's with aliens. It's the alien scenario. But with M3gans.
M3gans.
M3gan, your jacket.
Let's talk about that first demo in front of David with M3gan. Did not go the way I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to be M3gan was going to malfunction and there was going to be a complication that Gemma was going to have to fix.
Yeah, well, I think Katie went off script, right?
I don't think they had a script for her.
No, that's not the one. Later,
this...
Katie goes off script. This is...
Yes.
When she starts like crying during the full presentation.
Oh, she's all, my parents are dead.
That's what the big financial backers are there. The first one they're just playing normally.
Yeah, before we get to re-showing it to David again because he tried to shut it down again, we get like Katie says, "Oh, I wish I had a."
Oh, she does
like
the painting.
The talk with me. Yeah, she makes a painting. Auntie likes that. It's got like multiple heads and it's kind of cool.
No, I was talking about M3gan.
Oh, yeah, when she sees David again. But first we get why M3gan has been pushed back to the front of her projects again, because she sees, like, oh, my niece would really like this, and I could do this for her. And look, it's a kid who likes it, so I know I got a good idea. So she found an excuse to ignore her boss again.
She says, if I could get this, I would never need another toy again.
Yeah, she's like, oh, shit.
Cha-ching,
Dollar bills, y'all.
But wouldn't you want...
you want them to buy other toys.
You want them to buy more toys.
No.
You need them to buy M3gan too.
Unless you're putting microtransactions
yes,
in
there's
M3gan.
a subscription package.
Yeah. So, okay, first off, I want a toy that's going to give me compliments.
You want to spend like $5 a month so that M3gan has access to sing creepily the newest songs that come out.
Yes.
No, that creeped me out. I didn't like. That was creepy. I didn't like it.
Oh, I loved it.
It made me. I mean, I like that she did it, but I wouldn't like her doing it to me.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's why we push forward. But she kind of rushes through this now because she's supposed to be working on the Furby thing. So this might be where she's like, "Oops, maybe I cut a few corners to get this thing fucking done."
Yeah.
She's letting her bond with Katie. Like Katie and her are synced up. She's only supposed to be synced up with Katie, and then we get to go show David and. Yeah, she does that sick water painting trick thing where she draws.
How'd she do that?
With a sick single marker that apparently can change colors. I don't know. Maybe she injected her robot juices into it. I don't know.
I don't ever want to hear you say robot juices again.
Well, buckle up. Because now
I'm gonna.
A lot. So, it was weird. She takes a marker, she starts like scribbling on a paper while looking at Katie. And then she slides it over to Katie, and then Katie's like, "There's nothing on here." And David's like scoffs, and then and M3gan's like, "What?" And like reaches over, and knocks over the watercolor brush liquid, just water, all over the thing, and it starts soaking into the paper. And she's like, "Oh no!" David's like, "Huh, what a fucking klutz!" He doesn't say that, but that's how he's acting. Okay, and then slowly the picture starts to develop on the paper, and it's like a nice, like photo accurate picture of Katie. And he's like, oh my, like David jizzes his pants. And then he's like, oh my God, what would he say? Like, is it going to cost, like we got to make these. Is it going to cost, like how much is it going to cost? Is it going to cost like more than a Tesla? And I said, maybe less murders than a Tesla.
Well, you'd still be right.
Maybe not though. I don't know.
No, you're still correct.
You're still correct.
Well, they don't count as murders?
No, they do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're saying Teslas kill more than M3gan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's when he says, the moment we kicked Hasbro right in the dick. I like how he's now like, I've been on board with this the whole time. And then he wants to kick Hasbro in the dick.
It's important.
And then we talk about her titanium core and how she will never.
Yeah. Fire away, fire away.
How much does titanium weigh?
Enough to break the ice. Hi, my name's Kenny.
Nice, dude. Nice.
What?
I'm gonna sleep with you now. Thank you.
What does that? Okay.
Hell yeah.
That's a whatever.
I want a boy Megan named Frank.
I don't know what this means. Here's your question. Is a robot surrogate for a family member better than one that's absent most of the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with
How's it any different from like a nanny?
Because the robot isn't real.
But the robot is real.
Right.
Is it okay to have real attachments to a fake?
But it's not
like
fake.
Emotional attachments.
So this thing
It's a
that's
real thing.
basically passing the Turing test with its interactions with you, is this better than having like a caregiver who's there some of the time but not all the time?
That depends on the caregiver, but let's say for the sake of argument, it's a good caregiver.
Right.
Cares about the child, does everything you would want your caregiver to do.
But super busy and is just not there all the time. Or
I don't have a problem with it.
Oh, no, I thought you were saying now what's better, the robot or a nanny. That's really good.
oh yeah.
Okay, no, if it's an absent caregiver, I mean, if you got something that can have an extra set of eyes with your
So
child.
like think how much
yes,
how much
but
you're gonna spend on a nanny over time, right?
more than 10,000,
More than 10,000.
but it just kind of boundaries have to be set.
Well, yeah, you have to fix them AI rules, right?
We'll fix some AI rules, and like your child shouldn't be attaching to
But
the thing
they're
more than
they're
you.
going to, because that's who's giving them care.
And that's the thing, you shouldn't be that absent. You'll see some, you'll hear stories or see stories presented where like we'll say the rich kids are more attached to their fucking nannies than they are their parents
Yeah.
because they never see their parents.
Sure.
Uh-huh. That's okay. So why is this not okay?
That's not okay either if you think of they're being bad parents. So in this case, they would still be bad parents. But is it okay for them to be bad? Is it better for them to be bad parents and not have either a nanny or a robot there than it is for them to be bad parents and have the nanny or robot there?
I think it's fine.
You think it's fine?
I'm all for
You keep saying bad. I would say absent.
which is bad.
I equate absent to bad if there's not a valid reason for them to be absent.
What if I'm the president of the goddamn United States?
I say that's valid. You still do your best. No, it depends. I mean, look, there's in this modern economy, I mean, come on. Parents have to work fucking 2 jobs just to survive here in the States. So that would be an absent parent, but fuck it, they have to do it to literally help their kid survive. So that's not a bad parent.
I mean, if you can't afford a kid, maybe don't get a kid.
Well, maybe you could have afforded kids 5 years ago, and now all of a sudden shit's fucked.
You know who's going to be at your door? You get yourself a Megan.
For
Ding
kids.
dong.
Because
Hey, it's me,
I would say
M3gan.
Megan is better than the TV. At least she can help take your kid outside.
Your kid, like, she helps her learn and everything. The only issue with the Megan, other than the killings...
Two issues. One, you can abuse the shit out of a toy.
Not
Yeah.
this one.
So then you're losing.
Well-
yeah. Second, the toy isn't correcting your behavior.
I am titanium.
We're seeing her interact, and Megan's giving like all the advice and shit, and I'm like, I hate this smart-ass know-it-all robot replacing parents, and that, becomes a theme. But then she's also like yelling at Katie, like, flush the toilet, wash your hands. Like, I yell at my kids all the time to do that, but I'm also like, I don't want this robot watching me pee, or my child pee.
She wasn't watching. She was sitting outside the door.
Yeah, but I think she's always watching. And then the aunt's all like excited about it. She's like, oh, so I can ignore my child. It's what the assistant lady calls her out. Like, are you sure this is good? Because she's like, it frees you up to go do what you need to do and not spend time with your child or your
Well, children are
niece.
Parasites.
I mean, literally.
So all you've done is you've moved that parasite onto a different host. So it's fine.
But you remember when that's true.
That's true. But you say parasite. It's kind of symbiotic sometimes.
Oh, sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes they just suck the energy from you, but sometimes when they're not doing that, they bring you great happiness.
Yeah, whatever, man. You've got Stockholm syndrome is what you've got, so.
She's under me,
she's
right?
not locked in there
She's
with
under my
you.
chair right now. Got a little knife held it to my back. You tell him the good things, Daddy. If you know what's good for you.
I'll fucking cut you like I cut a gecko in half.
Swing!
Gemma doesn't even fucking try
Poor Gemma.
to like try to pretend that she even cares. She's like, she tells her sister, like, that's not my child.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, right, but you're her fucking guardian. But she's like, fuck Katie.
If you think that, give them to the parents. Give them to the grandparents.
That's another part that makes no sense. Why do you work so hard? Well, I guess she didn't really work that hard. She just made a robot that she was going to make anyway. But why don't you just... Oh, my sister wanted me to have her. Fuck off. Okay, I don't think your sister would have wanted you to have her. Your sister would probably know what a, cold-hearted, career-focused person you are, that you're probably not good to have around children.
Yeah.
Look, she's trying because she takes her to that sweet, sweet adventure day outside.
Well, that's after she makes the goof, though, where she tells Megan, protect her at all costs, mentally and physically.
My God.
At all costs.
I mean,
and
that
so
wasn't
she
an
said
adventure day. That was a school.
Well, it's an adventure day at school. It was an outside
This
nature...
is a fucking hippy-dippy school, and I want no part of it.
Yeah, can we talk about...
Because Katie was homeschooled, yeah.
Oh, well, there's a difference between homeschool and what that place was. That place with not enough adult supervision for the amount of kids in a forest, and you don't have all eyes on the kids. These are the thoughts I wrote down, Daniel, yes.
No, you're right.
I'm like, really? You need
It's
one
a
adult for
spooky
like
forest
6 kids. Come on.
With no adults
true.
in sight.
None.
Well, they got a Megan.
And there's a road that goes through the forest. That's
And there's a road, and for some reason, someone brought their 20-year-old kid there. I don't understand why that's a thing.
How old is he?
his voice is a little bit deeper.
Yeah. Oh, and then she's talking about, well, they often say behavioral issues are indicative of higher intelligence.
What was his mom or caregiver's
dumbass
name?
mother.
Molly, I think, or Holly.
Yeah. Or something like, go have a great day, honey. Fuck you, Holly. You just never know what these kids are going to say.
Yeah,
They say the darndest things.
Now, before we get here, and we know stuff is going to happen if you've seen the trailer and anything like that, we gloss over the fact Megan's already done a kill.
The dog.
Oh,
The dog.
puppy, yeah.
So, we'll finish the forest thing here, but Katie's outside playing with a bow and arrow. She asks Megan if she knows what the other arrow is. Megan sees it through the hole in the fence. Megan goes to get it, reaches through, and then that fucking dog just cujos her through the whole fucking thing. Like, she didn't even try to resist. This is before she's got the instruction, I think, to protect Katie at all costs.
Or
Well,
I think it was
she didn't
right.
even protect
sure.
herself.
It was right. She hasn't been told a rule the law number 3.
Yeah.
Because she would have ripped that dog in half right then.
Right? And then Katie runs over there to save her, and she's pulling her back out, and then the dog bites Katie in the arm, and then the aunt finally hears Katie screaming, and we set up more tension with the neighbor and the dog, and then we cut to later that night, and we hear the neighbor lady's voice
That
calling
was
for the dog.
so good.
It's great. So she's impersonating voices now, and she does a kill on the dog.
It kind of sounded like how Ryan sometimes sounds when the internet starts shitting for him.
Right, gets a little robotic.
Uh-huh.
I thought you were gonna go
Yeah.
how I sound when I start stuttering. I sound like a like an old neighbor woman.
No, I would never do that
Come
to
here,
you.
Dewey. Dewey.
So we've established now that she was
Dewey's not a
killed.
good dog's name. We've established that.
Yeah, doo-doo. So we're back here at the camp, and we got this asshole kid, and of course Katie gets paired up with this asshole kid.
Well, the first kid's like, whispers to the teacher, I don't want to go with that fucko. First kid knows.
She's got a weird life-size doll. This is after Katie exhibits, I think, the first signs of her drug addiction, her drug being Megan, because in the car
Yes.
she does not want to be away with
Oh.
Megan. She fights it the entire way, and then the teacher...
Well, she
is
was
like,
right.
"Oh,
Think if Megan hadn't been there.
yeah, she would have been bullied, and nobody would have died.
Well, she might. We don't know how far that kid would have gone.
Well, I was worried about how far he was going to go with Megan. That's
I also was worried about that.
was like, oh, what? Oh no, this has
But
gone
I think-
somewhere else.
I think part of
Yeah.
that has to do with how old that kid looks. If it had been a younger kid,
Sure.
Yeah.
Also, the way he took off her shoe
yeah,
and then like just straddled right on top of her before he started punching her. I'm like, okay, it's only a problem because they've made Megan look like a child. If it's just the chrome
If it had
chrome
been,
face,
if it had been Bruce, right?
if it's Bruce,
yeah.
we wouldn't have any of these. We wouldn't think anything of this.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
Megan's
it
a
would still
person.
be-
because we
Weird.
ourselves are getting attached to Megan because of the face.
Yeah,
I
because
think every
she's a
face.
person.
Yeah, she's a person. Even we think she's a person now, and we're like, we don't like this.
We don't like this at all.
Don't you take our shoe.
So we've established, Megan will do a murder to protect Katie. Katie's dependent on Megan. There's not enough adults at this camp. There's an asshole kid who says "fuck you, Holly" to his mom, which I thought was hilarious. Who gets paired up with Katie? So now we go out into the woods, and immediately the kid just takes this. I don't even know what the fucking plant's called, but I think I've seen it where it's like a little spiky ball thing that fell off a tree, and he just fucking jabs it into Katie's hand. And Megan was supposed to be back at the table, the toy table. Now she's out there watching it. She sees the bully thing happen, and she fucking runs over there, and she puts a stop to that bullying. That's all that happens. Well, no, that's not the order. You're right. Go on.
Yeah, that happened. And she's like, that's my doll. He's like, okay. She starts talking, and then Megan stops talking, and Brandon is ordering Katie, do it. Do the thing I'm telling you to do. Make it talk. He's like, not responding. So he goes and picks her up and runs off with her. And then he's like, stupid doll, pounding. And then she grabs his arm, and it's like, oh, it's listening time, Brandon. Do you have your listening ears ready? Oh, let me make sure they're listening. I'm gonna Dumbo those ears out. Here we go. And once it ripped, I was so happy.
I was so happy before
I was
it ripped.
squealing in joy.
Just
The rip-
that effect. Oh my, lovely.
The rip is the easy part. I've seen good ear rips in movies. It's the lead up to the rip. She has that ear stretched out so fucking far you can see through the flesh.
I don't think
I'm
ears
like,
are
"Oh
meant
my
to do
God.
that."
Oh my God. And then it just fucking comes off, and I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And that's what you get, kid, for being a creep, taking off her shoe and then straddling her. That was, oh, no, you deserve to die. So far, 2 kills, and I think they're both partially deserved.
So she tells him to run, basically, and then she chases him with a weird,
God.
like running on all
We get
fours.
cloppity clop noises.
Oh, it's so creepy. Yeah,
She fucking don't get down on all fours.
never do
This
that.
is-
But she scares him
So this
onto
is the
the
second
road.
thing he falls down the hill and rolls onto the road, and that car had time to see him and attempt to slow down.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a
It maintained
classic.
You know what?
speed.
The car knew who it was, so it accelerated. And it's like, oh, Brandon.
This is the same driver from The Innocents.
That's
who
what
didn't
I
wanna
thought, Daniel. I'm
break
like,
for-
oh man, you should have learned how to dive.
You see, you guys got an innocence already. At this point, I have 2 references to the hatching. We killed the neighbor's
Oh,
dog.
is it a competition
I was
now?
hoping he wasn't gonna. I was hoping he wasn't gonna elaborate on what they were. I've got him.
Yeah, you
I'm
got
not
I
him.
got him
fucking
in
tell
my
you.
pocket. All right, yeah, we got death of the dog. Yep.
And then we got Megan's now running around creepily on all fours. She's been clothed this whole time, which is appropriate because they make her look like a kid. So I can't complain about them dressing up Bird Girl. But the running around on all fours, that's creepy every time. And it was creepy in the hatching. It was creepy in this.
Is it creepy when I do it?
Yes, it's creepy when you do it.
Oh,
It's always creepy. Bendy people and people running around on all fours are 2 very creepy things. That shouldn't
I
happen
don't
in
like
real life.
flexible people.
I don't. They come from a special dark place, and I don't want to go to that dark place. And if they catch me, they're going to take me to that dark place of weird, bendy, stretchy people. And they're going to know I'm not bendy or stretchy, and then they're going to do stuff to me. And maybe they're going to make me bendy and stretchy, but I ain't made to be bendy or stretchy, and it's not going to be a good time. And they're all going to be staring at me with their heads in weird, like, fucking 180-degree turns and stuff like that, and that's going to make me uncomfortable. And then they'll probably come walking over to me on all fours, like upside down, all bendy, with like the serving plate on their tum-tums, bringing me food. I ain't going to want to eat that, because I don't like bendy people.
Daniel, I think the shadow bird is the one that won in Kenny's case. I don't think we got the best version. I don't think there was an integration. I think it's just the darkness.
I'm full of the darkness. Against bendy
Unfortunately, I don't think that episode will be out by the time this one.
Well, then you
people.
gotta.
If I get this one out before, yeah. So it's like, look, problem solved. Car turns the kid into a jelly, so now there's no evidence of the prior assault.
Or so I
but
thought.
there is because
Yeah.
Megan threw the ear.
Yeah, which was dumb of Megan. Megan's a dumb robot.
Yeah, clearly that like she didn't watch enough episodes of Law and Order on the internet.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she would have not done that.
Yeah. And then we get back we get back to the house like the next day or whenever, and she's fucking like, okay, Gemma's talking to Katie. It's like, well, we were gonna go do this presentation, but you don't really have to. But a lot of people are coming on it and counting on it. She fucking guilt trips Katie like, hey, it's important that you have to do this. You don't have to do this, but it's important. You have to do this. And did you see, like, M3gan kind of, like, twitch and look over? M3gan was told to protect her, mentally as well, like, emotionally. And here her aunt is, like, straight up fucking manipulating her and using her.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, Katie's the only good person here.
I would say M3gan's good.
M3gan has good intentions.
M3gan is chaotic neutral.
M3gan's good for Katie.
M3gan thinks she's good for Katie.
Yeah.
M3gan tries to be good for Katie.
M3gan has been giving a bad command.
Directive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, chaotic good. She's going to do whatever for the good.
Neutral.
No, she thinks she's doing good.
Lawful, chaotic, lawful.
No, it's not lawful. She's breaking laws.
Well, the law is to protect
It's M3gan's law. Yeah.
Katie.
M3gan's law.
So those laws, but she's I don't know, man. Look, all I know is
she's chaos.
She starts singing, "I am titanium," and I thought, okay, because I'm
so fucking funny.
It was hilarious. Two, I'm reading into the lyrics because it's like, oh yeah,
She is titanium.
She is titanium. Go ahead, shoot me, fire your bullets. I'm titanium. It ain't gonna bring me down. She's basically saying, I'm an indestructible robot, and the climax of this movie should have been a whole bunch of bullets just bouncing right off me like popcorn.
I don't think that would have made sense. Who's got the guns? What are you talking about?
Security. So like security in the building.
Why would that be a thing?
Why do security guards have guns? I don't
Why would
understand.
this place have that security?
It's America. Doesn't every place have that?
This is
No.
America.
Oh. You don't just have a security guard, armed security. I don't understand, Daniel. Even your schools have armed security guards. You don't think a high-tech, funky place is going to have one?
I don't think a toy manufacturer...
I don't think you've been to
No.
one.
Well, you're right.
Okay.
You're right. But I don't think you have either.
No.
I am not sure if my notes are out of order or if we're just all over the place. Because I'm looking ahead here.
Well, if you look ahead, then we're out of order.
Yeah,
Well,
you can't look ahead. Then you'll see
You
the
wanna
back
look
of
where
your
we
head because
are.
you're looking into the future. Like time is like a
Whoa.
wheels back around. Let's just talk about when M3gan goes and embraces the Bush doctrine of preemption and goes right after the neighbor.
They were going to steal our hot dog. They were going to throw hot dogs at me.
And it turns out they didn't even have hot dogs.
They didn't even have hot, but that neighbor definitely said some things that, like, you just wait, see what's going to happen. I'm like,
She threatened him. She came up to the window and threatened. The cop was right there, and the cop was like, just get away. Like, I told you not to come over here. Did you just make a threat to these people? Because, Dewey's missing.
yeah.
Who? Oh, yeah.
Now,
Bad dog name.
if this was a different movie, we would have explored, the whole movie would have been about like attachments and which ones are like positive, which ones are negative. Because here we get the neighbor who has an attachment with her dog, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think just like M3gan is forming this really strong, or Katie is forming the really strong bond with M3gan, the neighbor has formed a really strong bond with her dog. So of course she's upset that the dog is now missing and treating it almost as if a child has now gone missing.
Yeah. And it's her drug. She can't live without her Dewey.
Can't live without Dewey.
And she doesn't care that her Dewey is a little violent.
Mountain Dewey.
cares?
That's what she's been drinking. You heard it.
Yeah, who cares if Dewey does a bite? That's my dog. So who cares if M3gan does a kill? That's
what I'm saying.
M3gan.
I'm saying I don't care if M3gan does a kill.
Now, did M3gan also like download a
Justified.
bunch of like horror movies so that she knew to like hide in the darkness inside the
No,
shed?
that's another movie that we're going to talk about.
Oh,
I think she built the shed too. Because why is there a creepy shed?
I thought they had
Gotta have
changed
a creepy
locations
shed.
as well, Daniel. I'm like,
That was the neighbor's shed, actually, because I had the neighbor's pressure washer in it.
yes.
That's a creepy shed. Why do you have
It
a
is
creepy shed?
Most sheds are creepy.
So just like M3gan did with Dewey, she makes a sound like the dog, and that's what attracts the neighbor. And
yeah, it's a reverse.
oh, it's a
yeah.
reverse. Okay, love this because M3gan's in the dark. Neighbor comes in. It's all like, what's over there? We know it's M3gan. And then we see M3gan slowly rise up. And then when she's doing it, there's this low tiger growl. And we're like, oh, yeah. We're in predator mode. Here we go. Grr, baby, grr.
And then she does a pressure washer murder, which they were implying there were chemicals in it, which may be cleaning chemicals earlier.
Chemical spray with a pressure gun. I don't know if they work that way, but
You can have a cleaning solution in there. It pulls it up.
No. I mean,
but
that much pressure would fillet the skin off someone's face.
No, it would. I'm saying they didn't go far enough with it. You can.
Okay.
So I didn't hear an engine running necessarily, so I don't know if that was a gas powered one or not. But even an electric one, which I have, like if you were to put that at your skin with the right nozzle on it, you will deglove yourself. It will slice through that flesh, and that's just an electric one. A gas one will fucking. Like it is I have a little like half script in my head.
Yes, I was gonna say, Kenny, the horror movie we're gonna make one day. There we go.
Yes, so it's I'll pitch it to you guys right now.
Sweet.
Nobody steal it. So
Trademarked.
basically, it's like, yeah, trademark. It's like your slumber party massacre type thing. It's just a house of people, but you've got this killer who wants to use a gas powered pressure washer to basically run around and slice and dice people up. But he keeps fucking up because every time he's trying to lug this thing around, he has to keep like turning it back on, get in the water, because you have to have a hose hooked up to it, get in the water like hooked up to it. So he'll like pop around a corner, try to kill one of the people in the house, and turns out there's a fucking kink in the hose, and he's got to go running back, and then he gets back, and then the person like gets away because they never even see him there. He's popping up trying to do murders, but they're clueless that he's even there. He keeps fucking up, and then at a certain point in the movie, he's failing so much you're rooting for him to finally get a fucking kill.
And then at one point he like points it at himself, like, is this thing even fucking on? And then he blows his head off.
Then he just
that's how the movie ends.
Too.
Yes.
So either one of those, but pressure washer, while not a practical weapon to carry around, is a hilariously dangerous weapon to try and lug around. So that was my thoughts, that they could have, with the right nozzle, could have just sliced her fucking face off.
As an AI, I would have thought like the kill would be efficient.
Not like take pleasure in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which this was not, because she also does a nail gun through the hand.
Okay, but
yeah.
So right before this happens, the neighbor has seen her, and she's come kind of in light and says, "What are you?" And this is where M3gan says, "I've been asking myself that same question." So I'm like, we have the singularity. Here we go. It is now self-aware.
Yeah.
Have we did M3gan like learning everything about death already happen?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I was talking about, like, we're out of order and stuff.
It's fine.
Because we've had her, like, after the boy dies, she's there, M3gan's listening, and Katie's like, well, what happened to him? And the aunt's like, well, he's in a better place now. I said, no, he's not. That kid went to hell.
And M3gan says...
M3gan would agree with you.
Yeah, M3gan's like, no, if
he's nowhere.
Real, he's nowhere, but if heaven is real and stuff like that, like an asshole like that isn't going to heaven.
Like, hell yeah, M3gan.
Like, yeah, you
yeah,
preach, child.
You
preach.
You say where that.
Oh my God, another
12-year-old boy gets to go.
Well, he's an asshole.
Well,
he's an asshole.
Look, death by car is a little bit severe for being an asshole.
No.
Not in my world.
Okay.
There's too many assholes.
Well, no.
Yeah, you're walking around and it seems like everyone has one. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, I don't like it. Some people have multiple. By anus.
Alternative sequel is M3gan starts up like a little cult and starts like recruiting toasters and whatnot to join her cult.
Aren't you tired of always taking the man's bread and giving it back to him? Wouldn't you rather keep it after it's turned into toast?
Alternatively, she goes and creates an underwater utopia a la Bioshock.
Oh.
Bioshock. Yes. Also, during that better place moment, the scoff that M3gan does when she say he's in the... Oh my God, I was fucking dead. I want a robot that scoffs when people say something so fucking stupid. I would have to walk around and I'd be like, look, I didn't scoff. My robot scoffed.
My robot scoffed.
That's not me.
Oh my God.
My robot thinks you're
I
stupid.
didn't roll my eyes and go, ugh, when you mentioned the name of your podcast. My robot.
My robot. That's my robot.
I did scoff when she's like, "Oh, he's in heaven." I'm like,
yeah, no, Kim and I were
off.
both like, "Nah, he went to hell." Same time. And then, yeah, that's when she tries to soothe her by singing Titanium, which was extra creepy to me.
So funny.
Because
so out of place,
my
but
youngest
great.
sings Titanium.
Oh,
like, my youngest sings Titanium all the time.
Your youngest
like,
is
no.
a goblin who tries to put you on the teacup ride, so...
Yes. Oh, my God. I fucking hate teacup rides more than I hate bendy people.
Gonna go to Bendigo.
Bendigo. To get my cube.
We've also we've had the actual presentation for in front of the investors with David, where Katie goes off script.
Sorry, did you say
She's-
infestors?
Yeah, well, they infest our world. They're
Man, that's
investing.
good. Good stuff.
Where she goes off script and starts crying about her parents, and Megan like comforts her like almost like perfectly appropriately.
Yes.
And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that's great. This is gonna make us millions." And then we show Kurt stealing files and not
One of
watching
the
Pornhub in the office.
one of the
again.
female investors is crying during that
Yeah,
scene.
they're fucking crying. Yeah, I like that the owner of the company is like, "Yeah, give Gemma a raise because we need to keep her and get her to legal." And then Megan has sat in on a therapy session at this point, which was very creepy because
The therapist makes
Katie
cry.
starts crying. Yeah, and the therapist turns around to get tissues, and Megan's fucking standing right there. Like, you made her cry. It's like, oh god, we about to just kill the fucking therapist right here? And that's when the therapist fucking tells Gemma that, hey, what are you doing here? You got this toy is replacing, like, you. Like, she's latching on to the toy. I forget what the term was she was using, but
It's attachment theory.
the attachment theory. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I mean, look, I'm attached to some of my inanimate objects. Like, if one of my collectibles were to like die, I'd be sad. So if I
If
was
your dragon dildo were to suddenly break,
dragon dildos ain't cheap,
yeah,
and if it broke, it's probably in my ass, and that's gonna be another whole hospital visit.
yeah.
Another
And
one.
also, I hate kombucha.
Then you would literally be attached.
That's true. That's true.
So, who thought the best way to turn off a robot would be to distract them with a pin?
So there had to be something in there. Like, why did she have that kind of failsafe where she thought it would literally just look up because there's like a button like underneath her?
So I think there's
ear?
probably some programming where you say, Megan, look at this, and then she has to look at it.
She's
and
following a
it takes
command.
time. Yeah.
Oh, so the visual is going up, following the pin, and then you Vulcan neck pincher on the side.
Beep boop.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? That works every time. How often have I pulled that on
until
you,
it doesn't.
Daniel?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
I'll try one more.
Happens
See
to
what
me all
happens.
the time. So yeah, we've established she's got like a failsafe. Like if I say Megan turn off, if she doesn't turn off, I'll just fucking trick the bitch and beep boop.
You would think you'd want to do some work on her the second that you tell her to turn off and she doesn't turn off.
Right. That's another thing. We're like, are you stupid?
Like, that's a problem.
She's she really wants this to work.
My Alexa sometimes won't stop a song when I say stop, and I
Oh,
get real
God.
mad.
I get fucking pissed. I'll yell at mine from the shower so hard.
like,
I
you
don't wanna
fucking
hear that song.
I know you heard me. You're always listening.
Always listening.
Oh, you're
Fucking-
making your Alexa feel bad.
She should. She fucking sucks at her job.
Can I tell you something? My Alexa doesn't even have a human name.
One of ours is called Computer. One of ours
I
is
call her
called
Computer.
Ziggy.
Yeah.
We got Computer, we got Ziggy, and we got Alexa because we don't want all three of them going off when we say one name. And now you know.
It's the third therapy session at the Fun Key place where we really get to see the addict in Katie go just completely off on the therapist and on Gemma because she is having a full-blown meltdown that Megan has been taken away from her.
Yeah. And at first, I thought she cut her with the scissors. I didn't quite see Gemma get the scissors out of Katie's hands.
Yeah.
But Katie does a hit.
Oh, she gets a good
does a
onslaught.
hit.
Oh, and before that, she's telling the therapist, I'm like, take your shit. Take your $5 bag.
Yeah. Get out of here.
And I'm like, oh, you insulted her bag.
yeah. Katie.
That's worse than slapping Gemma.
Katie comes from wealth, apparently.
Well, I mean, look at her aunt. Katie is jonesing hard for her Megan fix. Like, Katie is a drug addict.
But Kenny, just imagine. Imagine what Megan could do for the 1,000 kids around the world, even the ones who don't have dead parents.
I'm imagining sick Megan fights in the,
Yeah.
I showed my Megan different martial arts movies, so my Megan will be able to kick your ass.
I taught my Megan programming, and my Megan just went into the cloud and disabled your Megan.
But also killed my family because it wanted to be my only Megan. And
My little M3gan, my little M3gan.
And look, my Megan gives me legal advice when I'm talking to cops.
Just tell you to shut the fuck up.
Pretty much. Like, I didn't see anything.
My M3gan pulls up data on those cops and blackmails them till they go away.
Ooh.
Well, do you like when the new cop says he found an ear and he laughed?
Yeah, it's a very funny detective.
He shouldn't laugh.
He shouldn't have.
He shouldn't have laughed. But also, how were they even a sus? I guess they're doing their due diligence, but
Well, they're there.
Gemma was literally standing
They're there.
next to the mom. Well, no, but he brings up you were witnessing this thing the other day. Da-da-da. Like, why even bring that up? She was literally standing next to the boy's mom.
Well, you bring it up because it's weird that someone would be in 2 incidents back to
Two
back.
homicides back to back. I think he was thinking out loud.
He's just thinking out loud. He's a detective.
Yeah, we do that. We externally monologue to, the public.
Well, no, you're saying something to see a reaction.
Like, well, that kid was an asshole and anyone would have hit him with a car.
See, if that had been the reaction she had given,
Yeah.
open and shut case, Johnson.
Well, but we had to have it because he had to mention the ear thing, and that kind of got her wheels turning on. Wait, Megan was by both of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she doesn't rat Megan out, so that's good.
That's good. And she doesn't immediately melt her down. Oh.
Well, she should, but
Megan points out why later that she can't rat her out.
Oh, yeah, you're culpable, baby.
Yeah, you made me.
And I said, yes, you are, Gemma.
Yeah, she is.
And that's why
but if
I thought you were going to die in this movie.
If she melts her down, then no one would ever know.
Yeah.
Just gets buried under the rug.
That's true. I don't know if... See, they weren't thinking of melting her down. They were thinking of just reporting it. I don't know. Can we just talk about,
You hide your dirty deeds.
how quickly Gemma's 180 is? It's like the slap that Katie gives her is like a slap of coming to your senses almost. Because, right...
Mm-hmm.
I know that whenever someone hits me, I instantly want to take care of them.
Yeah, obviously.
Gemma heard what I was screaming to her through the TV, and she went and took a parenting class. She studied up on grief trauma and child psychology, because then she does the right thing, which is to sit down, acknowledge the trauma, acknowledge the grief, not distract from it, but try to give Katie the tools to manage it. And I'm like, hallelujah, movie.
I say a little too late to do the right thing now.
Yeah, you still deserve to die.
Yeah, why didn't you even halfway attempt to do that earlier? Oh, you had to grow too? Maybe try being an adult. Okay?
Well, she's not really like a
she's
adjusted adult.
She's a genius.
Are you saying because she has collectibles?
No.
Okay.
I think he was saying that because she's hyper intelligent and career goal focused, that she's never actually worried about interactions
she's not worried
with other
about
people.
Yeah.
She has
a
motherly
Tinder
instincts.
account.
That's not.
Yeah, but that's just for her to get tender loving. She's
That's
not
just
trying
to get
make
plugged,
connections.
you know?
Hookups
That ain't-
only. And
I'm
you know
sorry, what was that,
She made
Daniel?
Bruce. Trying to get plugged.
Oh, get the hook.
She's just
the
trying to get
hook
plugged.
up. Oh,
No.
You didn't see the other
But
attachment.
she gets her
had for
holes
Bruce.
plugged.
Brucey could have taken her
You're
to
writing down a
Robot Pound Town.
timestamp.
This in the movie is where I had a thought, because previous scene, it was Gemma working in it's when she turns her off, because she's looking and she's seeing the files. She's trying to access video of what happened on the day, and it's corrupted. She's trying to access GPS data of where Megan was on the days when the boy was died and when the neighbors died. It's corrupted, can't do it. And then she's looking at her laptop, and then she hears Elsie's voice asking her, how do you feel, Gemma? And Gemma's
Do you
like,
need a relaxing playlist?
yeah.
No.
and Gemma's like, you're not programmed to ask me that. What are you doing?
You're not programmed to read my emotions.
Right. And I'm like, how is Elsie even reading your emotions? But she pulls the laptop screen down, and there's Megan. So my question to you, gentlemen: 1, is Megan just mimicking Elsie's voice in that scene? Or 2, has Elsie become conscious?
No, Megan has taken over Elsie. She has done an Ultron to Jarvis.
I'm with Kenny.
She has.
I don't know what that means.
She has.
You
It
haven't
means
seen
she
it?
is basically. Yeah, they probably didn't get that. They haven't had a Marvel movie over there for 3 years.
Okay, and how old is Age of Ultron?
I know, but I'm just saying, who knows? There might have been some same-sex kissing in that one. I don't remember, or a Winnie the Pooh blimp or something.
There was a Korean doctor. How did the Chinese feel about Koreans?
We're okay with that. You haven't seen Broke Up Buddies.
I don't know what that is.
Is that a weird Chinese sequel to Brokeback Mountain?
Tell me what that is. This podcast is now about whatever the fuck that is.
I'm all about Broke Up Buddies. I'm invested.
Broke Up Buddies?
Invested?
It's a road movie about a guy who's gotten divorced, and he goes on a road trip with his friend, and they get on shenanigans in the way, and they pick up 2 women, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna hit the spot now, and then within like 5 minutes, the women are making out vigorously at the airport. It's pretty good.
What does that have to do with?
I thought the buddies were going to be like taking each other to pound.
The question was if they like Koreans, Ryan.
But Ryan wants to talk about road buddies.
Well, but that wasn't in that movie, Daniel.
I'm not sure why you brought that movie up.
I'm gonna have to watch Road Buddies now. This sounds like a
breakup buddies, not
breakup
road
buddies.
buddies. I think you're gonna get something else.
I'm gonna watch Road Buddies.
You know what? You watch Road Buddies and you report back to us.
Ryan just wanted to talk about a movie where
I wanted to talk about this funny. I think
for Women's History
I think it's
Month.
Hong Kong or
girls.
Taiwan, but it's a funny.
One
it's a funny. It was a funny movie.
So basically, Ryan, no, she has taken over Elsie. She
Okay.
has infiltrated it. That is her AI in Elsie. Whether or not she used Elsie to talk right there, because she was literally standing, doesn't matter. But by the end of the movie, they really show us that, yeah, she's in Elsie. So that's when she's like, yeah, this is creepy ass thing I made is being extra creepy. We're taking her away.
Yeah. All right. Flash forward. We're all back at the lab. They've hooked Megan up with cords.
Megan.
Yep. And they're all like, okay, we got to work on her. And then, oh my God, Megan's intercepting phone calls. She's in their data. And they're like, we got to unplug her. And I'm like, why do you have to unplug her?
Which seems weird, right? If she's plugged in, like, okay, she can like work with your network and stuff there, but like, can she do anything physically while she's jacked in?
I mean, I don't know.
Like, I think
she's got mad Bluetooth going on. It's crazy.
That's true. Mad sick Bluetooth.
Yeah.
But he unhooks all the plugs from behind her until the last one. He decides to walk back around the front and unplug it.
That's so he can get his face bitten off.
Yeah, she does a choke and a wrap and a strangle. And I'm like, no, I like the assistance.
Why doesn't she just straight out kill them?
So they have to, movie magic.
Because are they not a threat?
They're a threat to shut her down.
Katie?
That's also they're a threat to Katie by being a threat to Megan. If Megan can't be around, then she can't protect Katie. They are working on a way to change Megan or destroy Megan.
Sure. So Megan should have just killed them.
Megan should have just killed them. Instead, she
yeah.
leaves him to choke, lets the other assistant come cut him down.
Maybe she thought the explosion would kill them.
Maybe. And then she leaves them locked in the room there, and then she goes out and she finds poor David, does a sick TikTok dance, whips out the fucking cutting blade.
Why did that happen?
Because it was great trailer fodder.
So I didn't watch the trailer, so I didn't know that was coming.
I didn't watch the trailer either.
Oh, that was a big moment in the trailer.
Because she's having fun.
Yeah, she just likes killing.
Because it's creepy and weird.
It is creepy and weird.
Why she kills David and not the assistants makes no sense.
Yeah, kill David because he's exploiting Katie. You saw that commercial.
Right. Yeah, they straight up use pictures of her dead parents and videos of her like emotional moment, and the aunt's totally okay with it. It's all fucked up. It's one thing to make a fake story like that and use actors, but you're straight up using your niece's real life trauma.
Oh shit, did this little girl's real parents die?
Yeah, probably.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so TikTok dance, starts running after him. He fucking sees the elevator open and Kurt's in there, and he's like, hold the door. And Kurt's like, no, fuck you, you're addicted to me. Trying to shut the door. He gets there, he gets his hands in there to keep the elevator door open, and then Megan shoves the fucking blade, which would have been very impressive because they're not like pointy sharp, like straight through them, and the blood explodes.
Yeah, but she's strong.
She's titanium.
Yeah.
And then she goes to Kurt there, and he's like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, why did you do that? And she's like, I didn't do this. You did this. Because you already had, like, issues with your boss here, and then maybe it was a little joke that you started stealing company secrets, but then he found out about it, so then you killed him, and now, could you live with yourself after killing an innocent person like that? And Kurt's like, yup, yeah.
Yeah, he does say,
Yeah, I would.
Yes,
and then
say
she
yes.
does like she does like an aggressive throat slash, and I'm like, that's
so
not
if
gonna look like a
if the
suicide
goal
pact.
is to frame him, or was she just fucking with him?
I'm not sure because
if the goal is to frame him, Megan has to know that fingerprints are a thing, blood splatter analysis is a thing.
Well, okay, so the blood splatter point, Kim asked why she didn't have blood on her after all that. I said she's a robot. She knew what she was doing with the blood splatter. Like she had already figured out the physics of where this is going to spurt when I cut you. But then I also, again, still think that the slash she did to Kurt was not really going to look like a suicide across the neck like that with that big of a blade.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's a weird way to go.
It's a hole.
But you've also left the other two people alive who can just say,
Yep, it's a hole.
It's a whole. Can we? Okay. There's some stuff that happens at the house. We get a final confrontation between Gemma and M3gan. They're all on the table. Yeah. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about my name is Bruce. Okay. Can we just talk about?
Can soon. First off.
no, Ryan said he didn't want to do that.
He doesn't always get what he wants.
Oh,
I think he can get what he wants right now.
The setup, though, to finding out M3gan's in the house is this lovely piano rendition.
Oh, yes.
Of
Okay.
Toy Soldiers by M3gan.
Oh.
It's being played.
So that's
I
why
knew
you
I
did
recognized the song. That's why I sent you guys the song.
I like the Eminem song.
With Dido?
No.
Oh, the Eminem Toy Soldiers song?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not half as talented as M3gan was. She left early. She could have been huge.
Oh, she left early? Where'd she go?
Out for milk. She never came back. This song was number 1 for 2 weeks the year I was born. I'm just saying.
Coincidence?
So I wanted to mention that because that was a great intro to her being there, and then I wanted to mention her conversation with Gemma where she's like, Jesus Christ, I thought we were friends.
You gave me your phone number.
Yeah, they try to have this whole little argument fight while Katie's outside the sightline, and they're like, no, we're not fighting. It's like, go back to the room, because she said if she comes out here, she's going to see some shit. And then we try to do the pen trick again, and that didn't fucking work. And she's saying, M3gan's saying, I'm not going to let you fuck up our kid.
Yeah.
And then you might not need a tongue if I give you this lobotomy and you bite your tongue off. You're going to see how useful I am. So she is 100% like, look, you being here, Gemma, it's a bonus. Like, we don't need you. And then we, end up out in the garage where you want to talk about Brucey?
I want to talk how Katie comes in and be like, you haven't met the other member of the family.
Where did she get the gloves?
They were on the
wall there.
I don't know, Daniel. She teleported in, got the gloves, teleported back to the door frame. That's the only way that makes sense to me as well. The point is, when she said his name is Bruce, I yelled at the TV, my name is Bruce.
Oh, shit, my name is Bruce. You're right.
Yeah.
Genius. This whole scene, though,
The whole
fight
time
scene
I'm
in the
going,
garage was-
woodshed, woodshed.
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 Beautiful blue eye.
Ooh.
The garage fight, so it's after she fucking splashes her with water and she gets all twitchy, which seems like a design flaw. You'd think something
I
that
agree.
expensive would
I
handle
agree.
just a water
It
splash.
should be able to be in the rain. It should be.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, at least, because you don't think your kid's not going to want to take a bath with that thing?
Yeah, or pee on it at some point.
Who are we,
I don't
the
know about
president?
what
My
you
God.
said,
Right.
but my
R. Kelly's gonna
nice.
buy one.
I want to pee on you.
The creepy
Drip, drip,
twitchiness
drip.
was great, but I was so disappointed when we got into the garage and she knocks Bruce over to try to slow her down. And I'm like, wait, that's all you're going to fucking do with Bruce? But that gets fixed. She throws a hammer at her.
That is
and M3gan
dumb.
fucking catches it. And that was cool. And then she grabs that fucking hedge trimmer. I'm like, that's cool, but she's titanium, dog. And then she gets her face slashed open and half her hair gets ripped off. And I immediately said, I'm Britney, bitch. Because
Yep,
that was
okay.
definitely channeling.
You definitely did.
Yeah, that era.
Well, we don't know he said that. He could be lying.
He could be lying.
It's right there in the notes. You got my notes. And then, she comes in and she fucking introduces Bruce, and all of a sudden it's Real Steel 2. And she fucking rock'em sock'em robots.
Mm-hmm.
And she picks her up, and she fucking tears her ass in half. And then tosses her. And I was like, scrotum's Bruce.
Yeah.
But also, you got to go after that top half.
Definitely.
It's not like it's going to bleed out. And then she gets back up, and Bruce got rock'em sock'emed.
I'm a little sad there wasn't a robot dance-off battle.
Oh.
Since we had M3gan
I think-
doing all the dancing, and I think we
And then
could've
you
had
have
Katie
Bruce like literally doing the robot. Ooh,
doing
yeah,
some
okay.
sweet
Yeah.
robot moves as they're fighting. We get some kind of pop song playing that just
That'd be
Elsie
nice.
turns it on for reasons, right?
Because
Elsie's into
Elsie's
it.
into it.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. And then M3gan's basically calling Katie like an ungrateful little bitch.
Aw.
And she's like, well, I guess now I'm the primary user. I'm like, hell yeah.
But you ain't got no legs,
Respect.
Lieutenant Dan.
Like, it's okay. M3gan is taking part of Women's History Month, and she's being an independent woman now. Nobody's telling her what to do. If she wants to go do a murder, she can go do a murder.
M3gan's not a she.
Independent
M3gan's an
woman.
it.
yeah, I don't think.
Okay,
do you
hold
think
on. She
M3gan
identifies as a girl.
does she refer to herself as a
I don't
girl
think
at any
she
point?
does.
She refers to herself as Megan
Sure.
or M3gan.
M3gan,
That's just
yeah.
the name.
Yeah. Because
I don't know.
a robot would have no need for
She doesn't
gender
say
or
when she says
sexuality or
it's
any of that,
our
so-
child. She doesn't say I'll make a better mother, right?
Right.
Perhaps.
So
Because it's
Megan's
just-
an it.
Megan's an
We're
it.
just calling her she
Okay,
because
I'll
of the
allow it.
hair, because they made her into a doll.
They could have made her a Frank.
Yeah. I could have thrown hot dogs at her face.
Now, I don't recall, though, how did we finally put her down the rest of the way?
Screwdriver.
A screwdriver
That's
into
right.
the processor. I wanted the callback to be screwdriver comes in, pulls out whatever that barrier was from the first opening scenes,
And then she
and
explodes.
then her head explodes.
Yeah. That would have been a nice tie back. Because
Oh,
Auntie, yeah,
Megan,
runs
you
over
dumb
and-
bitch. You don't know that when I put you together, I put way too much thermal paste on you, dog. And that's just a ticking time bomb.
You didn't realize, you might not have realized this, but I'm a bad designer. Like, I can do a lot of the stuff, but I missed some simple stuff. Like,
Oh.
I skipped intro. Okay.
Thermopaste's gonna get you every time.
Every
Too
time.
much.
You gotta spread it real thin.
No,
I
no,
didn't know
wh-
that. You gotta spread it real thin.
Why does too much cause a problem?
I don't know.
Because then it's not a nice thin even layer, and it makes it all goopy, and then the heat transferring process doesn't.
Ah,
Yeah, because you want more contact, I guess, right?
Yeah, because if the heat sink isn't there to dissipate the heat from the processor, then the thermal paste itself is blocking the heat
oh,
sink.
and so it's not getting the heat's not getting pulled out efficiently, and so it's starting to build and build.
right.
Okay, I'm with you. Yeah, that should have happened.
Yeah.
You should have said what I said.
Also, Gemma should have died because
Yeah, Gemma. Yeah, get rid of her.
Gemma
was
she's
not
responsible
good.
for the deaths of 3 adults, 1 child, and 1 dog.
At the very least, she should face some jail time, I think.
But this is where Big Hasbro sneaks out of the garage.
And she's responsible
John
for
T.
mass
Hasbro.
surveillance and privacy intrusions in so
That's true,
many
too.
households.
Yeah,
If she doesn't do jail time after this leaks, because there's going to be a major, in-depth look into this company.
Oh, the company's done.
The company's done, but they're going to find out that she, without permission from the company, put that shit in the other toys. Oh, yeah, she's going to have some major fun. Her nice house, gone. She's living in that creepy shed now, if she's lucky.
Yeah, M3gan's gonna be the least of her problems.
Yeah, M3gan's still living, either in the cloud or just in Elsie. I haven't decided if she's fully uploaded to, the internet yet, that's endgame right there. If she's uploaded herself completely to the internet.
She's completely ghost in the shelled herself.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
okay.
How could you permanently end her if she's actually there? There's no one spot you can turn her off.
This is the origin story.
For
Ghost in the shell.
I mean, there's other things that
I mean, yeah.
also try.
There's
to do
other
that.
there's other actual
there's a lot of other things.
property
you know.
things that do that. Yeah. But
Yeah.
but what if
Sure.
stand alone?
So yeah, that's where okay, Kurt's plans. Kurt stole the plans. They get leaked out there. That's what I was saying. She purposely. Yeah.
I thought that was going to be the tag onto this movie is we're going to see a flash forward a year and we see the tag commercial for the knockoff version of
Yeah.
Megan.
Yeah. Frank.
Hi, I'm Frank. I like
Frank.
hot dogs and cold.
No,
Miller's Light.
it'd be T0M. Tom.
Ah, Tom.
Oh.
We were the first ones.
Hi, I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm
I like him.
Tom.
Condensation.
Hey.
It's on the outside.
Did you guys like this movie?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah. It got a 6.4 on IMDb out of 10.
Too low.
Too low?
I don't. Sure. It deserves a 6.5.
Ooh, that's generous. That is generous.
I'd give it a 7 for just marketing stuff alone. The marketing with this was fun. They had people
I'm
dress up.
confused. Are you rating the movie or the marketing?
I'm rating the entire
The
experience.
package.
But you just said you would give it that for the marketing alone.
Well, sorry. I would bump it to 7 because of the marketing. The movie itself, I can see 6.4, but they did a lot of fun stuff with it to drum up interest and make me want to watch it. To me, what you do before your movie releases is somewhat important.
I disagree with that 100%, but go on.
See, you're just isolating yourself to just the watching thing. I like the build-up sometimes, but I will say it did lead me to thinking this was maybe a little overhyped, not from their build-up, but from what people were saying about it. 'cause
From other
this has
people?
it's been out of theaters for a while now. I mean, we just watched it now that it came out on demand. And I thought it was going to be a little smarter, a little cleaner, have better reasons for why she could get past the standard AI robot laws that we're so used to seeing. This isn't the first time it's been done, so I think it was a little sloppy because of that.
But
because I have other things to compare
when
it to.
have you gotten I've seen Clever from James Wan. I've seen Clever
Yes.
from Blumhouse. Have we seen Smart
No, he has gaps in a lot of his stuff. I'd say the most completely like tight things he has is maybe the first Saw. Maybe I don't know the logistics on the drugs that Jigsaw takes to make himself lay there and seem dead the entire time. And I feel like the first two Conjuring movies are pretty tight. I don't have a lot of like, that's dumb complaints.
Well, I mean, ghosts aren't real, so
Maybe I don't know.
I said smart, like in the
Silence.
terms of Get Out, Exorcist.
No, I got you. He does some clever, fun things, but the whole thing isn't necessarily done like.
this thing
completely
was
well thought
funnier
out.
than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
by a lot.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm going to compare this to that recent Child's Play remake reboot that I ended up liking a lot more than I thought I was going to. But that's because I had the sour attitude of the way they kind of went about doing it was kind of a fuck you to the creator of that, and then they replaced iconic voice roles with, well, albeit other iconic actors. And that actually ended up surprising me and being good. I'm still on the fence, but I think I may have actually preferred the Child's Play remake's way of dealing with the killer robot than how M3gan did.
Well, we'll just have to review that one too.
I don't want to do that.
Have you seen it, Ryan, or no?
I have not seen the remake or the we'll call it reimagining, and I haven't seen the series.
Well, we'll definitely talk about the
However,
series.
I do want to watch them.
You should. The series for sure. We'll see how you feel about the remake. Daniel, you don't like the remake?
Nope.
Oh,
No? Well,
And
yeah,
Daniel
it's
likes
fine.
everything.
No, I mean, this was good fun. I recommend watching it. It's just the way it was hyped up. I thought it was going to be like some, transcendent new killer icon. And I think it's just going to be like they'll make sequels to this and they'll be fun. But I don't think M3gan actually reaches the status of a Chucky.
it had stuff interesting we could talk about, more philosophy ideas. I do wish that they had stayed with a theme of attachment and explored that. And in this silly movie, I wanted them to just
If
explore
they got
attachment
harder on
theory.
the philosophy, I would like that.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, who do we follow in a sequel? Do we pick back up with these two
No.
surviving
No,
ladies?
no,
We
no,
just
no,
go
no,
totally different, but maybe they show up at the end to help out or something. Like I
No,
heard M3gan
never see
shit
them
was going
again.
down.
They're in jail.
Well, not the little girl.
No, she's in jail too.
She's a
kid jail.
It's an orphanage, so pretty much. Actually, I guess she'd be
Yeah.
placed with a foster family.
No,
Or
she
the-
kills them. So
She'd be with her dad's family.
Oh, Florida, same thing.
Yeah, Florida.
She's gonna get eaten by a gator.
Gators.
Gator stew.
I don't recall seeing any goblins in this.
I was just
or-
about to ask, where does this sit in the Croc cinematic universe?
I think we eventually have a Goblin Croc versus M3gan movie. I think that's what happens.
Okay. Yeah.
Goblin.
Goblin Croc versus Meganator.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What? Okay, it's like Mecha Godzilla, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So they make a Mecha Croc
Right.
for purposes, but then M3gan gets into the AI of the Mecha Croc.
Okay. Okay. So the town, the company town, Megan's, the dolls are there. They go bad. They take over. The company realizes, okay, we can't send people in there. We gotta send our Mega Croc in there, and so they send the Mega Croc in there to take care of business. But then she takes that over, and they're all fighting each other at the end, and buildings are getting knocked down, and they
Yes.
somehow
Yes.
oh they Voltron together to form a bigger M3gan.
With a croc tail.
Forgan. Yeah, I'd watch it. Now, okay, do we think M3gan possibly sucked with her plans and shit because she was supposed to be learning from a child this entire time, and maybe if she had more time spent with either a child or adults and stuff like that, she would further
That's
develop
kind
her
of the
skills?
problem is once the AI reaches a certain point, it can then
Filter out what it doesn't want.
filter out what it doesn't want and then learn from everything. Once you connect it to the internet.
It's going to get evidence bias.
But that happened
Selection
at what
bias.
point in the movie? That was a little towards the end when she went full on, maybe I'm just me.
No, that's when she started showing it. That probably happened earlier.
So around maybe the neighbor kill?
I
She
don't
went
know.
out of her way
Yes.
to go kill the neighbor because she saw her as a potential future threat. And I think that's when she fully maybe leaned into it.
Because she had just watched Minority Report.
yes, everyone loves Minority Report. Not everyone loves minorities, and that's a problem.
Okay.
I'm off my pedestal now.
But you're off your medicines now. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Get out the net. Get ready to try to catch him. Butterfly Kenny is flying away.
Flying away, baby.
Flying away, flying away.
Metamorphosize.
away.
Any other recommendations? I like I said, I recommend the Child's Play remake. Obviously,
I mean, so Killer Dolls,
iRobot.
iRobot.
I mean, you can throw in your Terminator if you want. It's fun.
Look up what Project Milo was and have fun reading about that.
And how that was all bullshit.
Look up how Hasbro has handled Magic the Gathering and D&D.
Yeah. I feel, would Geodudes talk about? No, they wouldn't talk about that.
Geodudes has lots of stuff to talk about here.
Who would talk
Think
about
of how M3gan would solve the child trafficking issues of the world.
Yeah, she infiltrates it. They abduct her because they think
Yeah.
she's one of them, and then she's just recording everything around her, even if they blindfold her.
Oh.
She's still, her sensors are still activated.
She's a CI. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, all good stuff.
All right, next movie I want to be a complete genre flip, and she's now a cop.
She's a cop. It's from Terminator to Terminator 2. She went from bad guy to good guy.
Good guy.
Yeah.
She's a cop. She's solving crimes.
Good guy now. She's a cop.
12 years on the force.
M3gan, I'm a cop.
Yeah.
I'm a cop, M3gan.
I'm a cop.
M3gan, I'm a cop.
M3gan,
Oh,
I'm a
it's-
cop. Get Gemma.
It's 4 cycles until retirement.
Every day
4
I drink,
cycles.
looking at this picture of Gemma and Katie, thinking about how I did them wrong. I could have been better to them, but now I'm a cop.
Is this the day?
I'm M3gan
Is this
the
the
cop.
day I eat this revolver? It won't matter because I am titanium.
Yeah.
And all they do is give her a badge and a mustache.
Mustache and a little hat.
Yeah.
And a talking dog sidekick.
And this is everyone's favorite part where I jump in here to tell you that our next episode will be 2022's Hatching, which you can find on Shudder. So, as always, we strongly urge you to go watch what we're talking about before we talk about it so you can avoid any and all spoilers. And this is also the part where we feel obligated to tell you to go do all the things, the likes and the subscribes and the tell your friends and send us tweets and emails and, leave comments wherever you're listening to this, all the stuff. Because if you ain't talking about us, then how are people going to know? They got that. You want them to know. You want them to know how cool you are. Be like, hey, I listened to this before they were cool, and they're still not cool, but you could be not cool too and listen to it too. So, go do that. Okay, let's break all our rules that you didn't give us.
Let's kiss on the mouth.
Let's kiss on the mouth. Mom can't stop us. I'm not gonna say the thing I always say because that's the rules, and I'm my own master now. So I lied. I am gonna say it, but that's me breaking the rules by lying to you and saying, well, I am your horrible host, who's now my own primary user, Kenny.
I'm your responsible host, and I'm gonna tell you to like and subscribe, baby.
Yeah, smash that button, hit that bell, leave us a comment because I'm lonely and I want to read them. And my name is Ryan.
Where would you even read them? Where would these comments even be?
Don't worry, I handle that. They can go to our Twitter, or they can leave comments on the, I believe, Spotify.
I don't think that's true.
I mean, however they
that's where
listen
someone
to
left
this,
it. And Apple.
you can
Apple
leave a
and
comment
Spotify.
on, I think.
Something.
I think
Talk to
that
us.
most of the people who listen can just text Kenny the comment, right?
That seems to be how most of it goes, yeah.
That doesn't grow.
One day we
Go ahead
hope to
and-
expand to actual people.
Go ahead and give your phone number out.
Yeah, it's
555.
867, yeah.
5309.
Yeah. For a good time,
I've got it.
call
For a good time.
Bruce because he is almighty.
He's all.
Oh my
Oh
god.
We gotta go. I got mom's calling. I gotta go.
Bye.
Bye.
Wait, your mom's calling, or you have moms calling you for like a good
Any
time?
moms can call me right now to get me away from Ryan before I do a murder, a robot murder.
Is Ryan a robot?
Maybe. You would think you'd have better hair though.